around the larger central island to form Ente Isla, the islands protected by the gods. All who lived in Ente Isla knew of Satan, ruler of demons. His very name was synonymous with the terror and cruelty.
Well, thank you guys for sticking around and for watching. Like I said, for those that were just now coming in, this was the Devil is a Part-Timer premiere. We have 30 minutes left for a little bit of Q&A, so we'll be doing that right here. First off, we can introduce ourselves. Would you like to start?
Hi everybody, my name is Tia Ballard. I play Chiho!
And I'm Josh Grelle, and I play Sadao Mao, or Satan, the Lord of Fries. Thank you very much for, the black pepper fries. Machine broke! So yeah, here we are, and thank you guys for any comments, any questions, feel free. This is the Q&A. Yes, sir. Reuse certain words in the language for different words in English. So anytime we say like world, that word in Ente Island is the same every time. So we actually, she actually came up with the way that she took the translation of the line and then turned it into a completely different made-up language that we went with it sounding more Germanic than what the Japanese did when they made their own language. It's because we wanted to kind of have our own spin on it, and yeah, we had a lot of fun with that. It was a little difficult for some of the actors, like Chris Bevins, who directed the show, told me that the people, including myself, who had the most trouble doing the language were those of us that have been working at Funimation or in this industry the longest. Like the people who are brand new were just like, oh no, they just got right into it. They were able to do it perfectly. The rest were just like, I can't speak. I have the dumb. So yeah, it was a lot of fun though. It sounds just like a language, doesn't it? It's pretty cool. Another question. The first one we just watched.
Yeah.
That I said. He's got so many good ones though. I mean, especially talking, like whenever he talks about Doulahan, like Doulahan or Doulahan, let's ride! Is always fun. Jamie Markey writes such great scripts too. Like there's over a dozen amazing lines in each episode. It's hysterical.
Jamie's really good at writing comedy.
Yeah, she's very good at writing comedy. I think she's the best comedic writer that we have in the studio, actually.
I don't know about scenes, but, well, no, okay, the scene, my favorite scene that in the first 4 was when Chiho wanted to bring the conversation back around to ask if he had a roommate, and I like that moment where she's like, remember that time you told me you had a roommate? And it was like 3 seconds ago. I like that a lot.
Yeah, anything with Mao, especially in the first episode, oh yeah, no, that would be it. When he's trying to talk to the realtor. We are searching Ipnid house. I'm finally getting the groove.
I'm just learning English and just trying to understand how it works. That's funny.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Way in the back with yes, it was a lot of fun.
How about front row, right there on the end? Yeah.
How many dubs have you guys did?
How many what?
Dubs.
Dubs?
How many dubs have we done? I've done over 100. I've done maybe, I think at this point I've had maybe 150. Maybe a little
How long
bit more.
have you been working? How many years?
I've been over 10 years.
I'm 5 years, and I think the last time I checked, I was almost at 100. But I don't remember. I'm really bad at remembering.
Yeah, I mean, you start to lose track after a while.
That, what is it? What's that website that does the award?
Yeah, Animators Network has one of the best.
They usually know more than I do, so.
And Behind the Voice Actors also has a really cool. I like the way Behind the Voice Actors handles theirs because you get a picture for every single character.
And sometimes really clips, right?
Yeah, sometimes voice clips too. Yeah, and they don't always have everything. Like, no, I don't think any website has necessarily everything that we've done. Because there's always some things that we've done that slip through the cracks. Because we also do dubs not just on anime, but sometimes we'll do live action dubs, or we work on video games. A lot of times we're not credited for the work that we do in live action or in video game work. But yeah, in terms of anime dubbing, easily way over 100 at this point.
Yeah. Thanks. Thank you.
Nothing like a happy voice for a happy character.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Did you change your voice for the big bulb?
For the big bulb dude?
Yeah.
Yeah. I went a lot deeper with him, and we turned him into kind of. To be honest, I just started imitating Ian Sinclair's voice for Toriko from Toriko. So that's all I did for that. So yeah, when he's in just regular human form, it's more or less my natural voice. But then when he gets nice and gruff, everything kind of drops down here. So yeah, there you go. Are we out of lanyards now?
All right, try to limit it down.
I got you. Oh, you got 2 more little prize things. Cute. All right, your turn.
How about you, fella, in the back corner? You, that's looking to your left now. Raise your hand. You, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Have you ever done any male voice roles?
Me?
Yes.
Happy the Cat's a boy. I have done quite a few, not any big burly men. I'm not really that developed in my range yet. Maybe one day. But
What would your big burly man sound like?
like Ian Sinclair.
Everyone's just gonna copy Ian now.
Yes, that's right.
It's like Chris Sabat, Ian Sinclair.
Exactly, yes.
You sir, white shirt.
You watched the entire season
with the dub,
Thank you
and
very
especially Chio, because I wasn't as fond of her in the Japanese version.
Why?
She was a little bit more moe, I guess, you know what I mean? And you took her to a different place, I think.
What's that mean?
Like the super cutesy, you know what I mean? It's just,
Syrupy enough to cause the diabetes.
yeah.
Okay.
So I just want to say thank you for like making me love what you guys did.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, I watched the full series and now I'm like, I need to see it in English. I do. I need to own it in English.
Because you get to, it's not just a girl with a crush, you get to really see her struggle.
Yeah.
And I think we've all been there where you had a crush on somebody and you want to tell them, but you don't want to tell them and you're scared. And I really like that they get to explore that and we kind of get to see that side of her more than just being the, oh, Mr. Mel. You got to see her like be scared and I like that.
Did you ever break down and cry while you were doing her?
I think maybe I did. I think towards the end she cries in one scene and it really moved me. Whenever I hear one of my characters cry, I cry. And I don't know, usually after I dub it, but something about hearing myself cry makes me really sad. Like, oh Tia, no!
It's okay, me.
I'm so sorry, me. So yeah, probably. I think so.
Thank you. And I just want to say, I caught the fabulous.
Fabulous.
And yeah, I've been. That's always a really hard position.
Good question. I like these questions a lot.
How about you in the red shirt?
Have you guys ever tried black pepper fries?
No, I would love to.
No, but they sound really good.
Have you?
No.
Well, if you try them, let me know how they are.
No.
Right here.
No, and I was so happy she didn't. In the script, I kept looking over their new language, and I was like, oh my gosh, please don't let me do that. And Bevins was like, you don't worry about it. And that was such a relief.
Other challenges?
For me, it was, like I said earlier, doing this character while I had a vocal injury was really tough. Usually, I can go high pitch 8 hours a day and not bat an eyelash because I'm so used to it. But doing this character, playing her for a few hours would really just wreck me. And that was kind of scary. That was before I went to the doctor and found out I had a vocal injury. But so I had to wrap this show before I went to the doctor because I knew he put me on vocal rest. So I was like, let me just do all the horrible things first and then go on vocal rest.
The very first episode was, I think, the most challenging, or at least one of the most challenging aspects of the show for me, because we went from him being a badass demon lord, and king of darkness, and then by the half point of that episode, he's just a kind of a goofy dude, and having that much of a jump in personality was a bit of a challenge, because I kept, out from the other half, I kept trying to make him be a little more sarcastic than he really is. He's not really, he can be sarcastic, but he's not really mean about it. And I kept trying to go demon about it, and Bevins was very specific about, we don't want him to sound badass again until he goes into Hulk mode, basically. So that was kind of challenging, to just rein in the demon.